Well, hello, members of 7th grade. I hope you're doing well. Let's dive into something we've already looked at before. And L88, year of my graduation, always special to me. Multiple unit multipliers. We've been working with unit multipliers for just about a year now. And we know that we use them to convert from one unit of measure, whether that be a measure of time or distance or what have you, to another unit. Now, we will often need multiple unit multipliers for given situations, and so that's what this lesson's about, those particular situations. So, for example, let's say I had an amount of time and the unit of measure was in hours. And let's say I was converting it not just to minutes, but all the way down to seconds. What we can do is use a couple, in fact, your book specifically names, use 2 unit multipliers to make that conversion from hours all the way to seconds. And as you know, we set it up in this way. We'll put like 5 hours, and then we're going to multiply it. And remember, those unit multipliers that we use are things that are equal to 1 because they're the same amount. First, we have to go not directly from hours to seconds, but there's that intermediary thing, which is one of the reasons we would use multiple unit multipliers for. And I know what that would be. What unit of measure exists between hours and seconds? Exactly, minutes. So what we want to think about is, okay, 1, the unit multiplier, I have to set myself up to cancel. I'm interested in canceling out those hours. So I'll put 1 hour on the bottom. That'll give me that opportunity to cancel. And I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Now, that would convert me just to minutes, but I need to do 1 more unit multiplier to get me from my minutes to my seconds. Remember, we want to set it up so that we have cancellation. That's why I want my minutes down here. And then I know that in each minute there are 60 seconds, and I'll place that up there. Then, if it helps me, I can place this 5... Oh, well, remember, I'm trying to get to seconds, so I'm just laying that out right now. I can place this 5 hour over 1 if it helps you to see it. I don't consider it a necessary step. And then, remember, we're going to cancel out our units. We're going to cancel out hour, also minute, because we've used 2 unit multipliers. Now, when I multiply straight across, well, I should look for numerical cross cancellation, but you can see there is none. So I know that 60 times 60 is 3,600. And then what is 3,600 times 5? 0, 0, 0. 6 times 5 is 0. Carry the 3. 3 times 5 is 15, plus that 3 is 18K. So I will put 18,000 seconds. Yeah, I know we've done this before. Let's go into another one. Let's say you had a room in your house in which you were interested in carpeting that room. Oh no. Well, the reason I said no, just so you have a little sense, the way I work this Educreations program is I set everything up so I can just like kind of tap, and what I've written will come out through those taps. But if I leave it sometimes for a little while, it'll like kind of revert to not knowing much. So I'm going to have to go in live right now. So let's say I wanted to carpet this area, right? Obviously that would be a concept of area, right? Covering that flat space. So we're going to use A equals LW. I could name that my length is equal to 16 feet. And then I could name that my width is equal to 9 feet. And then I do that math work. Again, I may or may not know what 16 times 9 is. If I didn't, you'd be expected to kind of show that computation. 16 times 9, 6 times 9 is 54, put the 4, carry the 5, 144. Therefore, the area is 144. We know that that is square feet. So I call up the carpet place, and I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go. Give me carpet. And they're like, well, sir, we don't sell carpet by the square foot. We need it by the square yard. And you might think, oh, well, that's easy. I'll just say there's 3 feet in each yard and I'll divide it by 3. But no, that's not how it works, right? And we've seen this before. So, because remember, if I want to convert, and we're going to use our unit multiplier. So let's say I have my 144 square feet. Well, we know that that means feet squared. So I'm going to need not just 1 foot, but times another foot. And when I set up my unit multipliers, I'm going to have to account for that. The fact that I don't just need to convert out of 1 foot, but I need to convert out of 2. I am looking for canceling opportunities. So what I want to put is here 3 feet over 1 yard. But like I said before, that's just going to cancel out that foot and that foot. So I need an entire other unit multiplier, same one, I'll say 1 yard to 3 feet. Because then, as you can see, when we go about canceling, we have this foot and that foot, and this foot and that foot. Also, what we don't want to end up with is square yards. And you'll see if I multiply this guy times this guy, I'm going to end up with yards times yards, or square yards. Now, is there numerical cross-cancellation? Well, you do know your divisibility rule for 3, which is if I add up the digits, 1 plus 4, so we're talking about here right now, 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9, so yeah, it is. So I know that this guy's going to become 1. Maybe I don't know what 144 divided by 3 is, so I'll be a responsible math person and work that through. 24, so it'll be 48, right? And then there's still more numerical cross-cancellation, because look, if I think about this 3 over here, this guy, and this 48, well, 48, is that divisible by 3? Well, again, if you don't know, 4 plus 8 is 12, and that's divisible by 3, so you could say yes. And then maybe it's a basic fact. It is kind of at my level, and I would suggest your level, that 48 divided by 3 is 16. Now when I multiply across, I've got my 16, that feet and feet are gone, 16 yard times yard, which we know to be 16 yards squared of carpet, essentially, is what I need. You know? Kind of interesting idea, huh? All right, let's keep going. We got more. Mas. Please write this down. It says, a contractor needs to build a concrete foundation for a wall. The foundation is 1 foot deep, 1 foot wide, and 100 foot long, or 100 feet long. Now, again, is this area? No, this isn't area, because this is 3-dimensional. So what should we be thinking about? Well, we should be thinking about volume. And remember, volume is LWH. And when we think about the dimensions they've given us, they said 100 foot long. Okay, I can bust that in. V equals 100 feet, because that's my length. Then it talks about something being 1 foot wide. Okay, I'll bust that out. And you might say, well, it doesn't mention height. Yeah, I know it doesn't, but you're expected to know that this depth is our concept of height. And so I'm going to plug in 1 foot. And then I simply do the multiplication, which actually is so kind. They're being so nice to us, because 100 times 1 times 1 is clearly just 100. And then we should know that feet times feet times feet is clearly feet cubed. So the contractor calls up the cement guy, the concrete guy, and says, I need 100 feet cubed of concrete. And the guy kind of chuckles on the other side. He's like, why? What's the problem? Don't you have that? He's like, yeah, we got enough concrete to, fill the world's pools. However, we don't sell cement or concrete by the cubic feet. As you could probably guess, we only sell it by the cubic yard. And so if that's the case, we're not just going to go ahead dividing it by 3. It won't work out that way. So we have to set up our multiple unit multiplier situation. Because remember, this feet cubed right here is feet, not just times feet, not just times feet, it's feet times feet times feet. And there I'm going to need a bunch of unit multipliers. Well, how many? Well, I guess you could figure out that I would need 3, right? 3 of the exact same. All of them getting me from feet to my yards. So kind of like before. So because I want cancellation, I'm going to put 3 feet, 1 yard. Again, 1 yard, 3 feet. Again, 3 feet, 1 yard. And then, here comes the fun part. Remember, this all sits over 1, so I could do this. Let's go with a color that shows. How about blue? Boom, 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 boom. That last feet looked really weird. Sorry about that. Then I know that I'm going to end up with what I'm looking for, which is cubic yards, because I have yard times yards times yards, which would be cubic yards, or yards cubed. And then I just have to multiply. Oh, geez. Hey, is there numerical cross-cancellation available? Well, we see that we've got the 3 and the 100, but we would know from our divisibility rule that there's not. So for right now, why don't we just go, okay, so 100 over 3 times 3 is 9, 27 yards cubed. But that's not a great answer because I need more like a mixed number answer would be a good thing. So I can set up that. I'll go, okay, so 27 into 100, I would imagine goes 3 times 27, and it was 81. 19 is my remainder, so 19 27ths. And so I can then call the guy back and say, don't laugh at me anymore. I understand now. I need 3 and 19 27ths yards cubed of concrete. And I could be done. Yeah? You can box that baby up. Got just 2 more we got to get into. You're doing fine. I'm very proud of you. All right, let's say I was told about a speed of 36 kilometers per hour, but I was interested in it being not in kilometers, but what about meters and not in hours per minute? So meters per minute. Well, once again, what we can do is use these unit multipliers as we've seen to say, okay, I'm going to take 36 kilometers per 1 hour, and I'm going to multiply it. So here's a little different. We're not like, it's not feet that got to go to yard. It's more that I have to go distance, kilometers, to meters. So I'm going to get one for that. I need cancellation. So I'll say 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. And again, that's kind of expected information that you know. Then the other thing I have is I've got unit of time, hour to minute. So I need one for that. So again, I want cancellation, so I'll put that hour on top, and then I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And then here comes the fun part. Slash, 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 slash. And you'll see what I'm left with is my solid ones that I want, which are my meters per minutes. Is there cancellation opportunities? Sure there is. One thing we could do right away, so you see how the 1,060, I could do this divide by 10. Oh, and then that's really nice because look, I've got this 6 and that 36. Well, I should know that. So 6 will become 1 and that 36 will become 6. Oh, and then I can just multiply straight across. 6 times 100 is 600 meters per minute. And I can box that up. Yeah, not too bad. You guys are doing great. I'm proud. All right, last one. In this one, I gotta tell you, I'm not a huge fan. We need 2 facts that I don't think you're gonna be asked to do much. However, they do come up. And so I want you to write this into your notes. Here's one of the facts that we need right now. That 1 kilometer is equal to 6,200 miles. And that's an important fact that I need you to write down into your notes. Another is that 1 gallon is equal to 3.78 liters. Now, again, I think these facts, I don't want you to have to search and hound for them. So in addition to writing them in your notes right now, you should write them into your green folder in a place that you can immediately access and not have to search through and try and find it. Because if they ask you to convert essentially from a metric system to the U.S. customary, you're going to need these facts, right? So let's imagine that a person not from America is talking about their great new car, and then they start to talk about, oh yes, I've got 12 kilometers per liter, and I'm sitting here as American going, I don't even know what that means. Is that good? Is that bad? Is it a gas guzzler? Is it like a Tesla? You tell me. I'm not sure. So what we need is we need to go with these pieces of information, where I would take this 12 kilometers per liter, that's 1 liter, and I would multiply it. And again, just like before, we got to go thinking about, okay, so I have to get from my distance, kilometers to miles. So if I dealt with the kilometers right now, I'd say, okay, I'm going to put 1 kilometers on the bottom so I can cancel. And then I'm going to put 0 and 6,200 miles on the top. Ooh, I wrote that wrong. Then I also have to deal with this guy, right? And this is a capacity unit, liquid capacity. So I'm going to then say, okay, I'm going to multiply in order to get out of my liter and into my gallon. I'm going to multiply. I'll put the liter on the top so it'll cancel. In that liter, we say is 3.78 L. And then my 1 gallon on the bottom. Now, as you can see, that gives us some nice cross-canceling opportunities. So the kilometers and kilometers can go, the liter and the liter can go. I know on the bottom I just have 1. I know I'm going to be left with this conversion to this unit of miles per gallon, which is what I want, but it looks like I have some multiplication of decimals to go on here. So I'm going to do that decimal multiplication first of the 3.78 times 0 and 62 hundredths. I erased a little bit to give myself some space here. So 3.78, 0 and 62 hundredths. You shouldn't have to wait for me, but I am going to walk through the 8 times 2 is 6, teen, carry the 1, 7 times 2 is 15, carry the 1, 3 times 2, 6, plus the 1, 756. Okay, now I got to tag a 0, coming over the other side, 8 times 6, 48, carry the 4, 4 times 6, 72, plus the 4 is 46, 3 times 6, 18, plus the 4 is 22. I'm going to add it up. I get 6, 13, carry the 1, 14, carry the 1, 3, 23. Now wipe your brow, but you ain't done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to take that 2.3436, and I'm going to multiply it by what? Remember this 12 right here. So I'll set that up, and then I do my work. 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, carry the 1, plus the 1 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. All right, good there. Now, I love multiplying by 1. So easy. So I'll tag my 0. So I got 6, a 3. That's the worst 6 ever. 3, a 4, a 3, and a 2. Let's go ahead and add these babies up. So I get 2 there, 13, carry the 1, so it's going to be 12, carry the 1, it's going to be 11, carry the 1, 8, 2, and then I'm not going to remember, I've got decimals, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say this, instead of an equal sign, I'm going to go with that symbol we love. Look, it's approximately 28 miles per gallon. Sometimes you'll hear 28 mpg. And at that point, we'd be like, oh, that's nice. That's pretty economical. It ain't no Tesla, that's for sure. Well, it's kind of a long one. I apologize for that, and I apologize I had to go freeform on that thing. Again, we had an investigation prior to this. So this is our official homework 88. We are testing tomorrow, and then you'll tune in on Wednesday for a special direction. I hope you're well. Bye.